G'day legends, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Ryan Gilchrist and today is new bike day. Couldn't be more stoked. Finally got in the brand new GT Force Pro LE and it's a 2022 version and I'm stoked to finally have my hands on it. Today I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what I've put on this bike and why it's going to be the most insane beast for next year. First things first, the biggest difference is the frame. We've got a new 2022 updated geometry. So if you come down here, you'll notice something pretty crazy going on with the chain. Instead of just a normal chain ring that goes around and goes straight back up to the cassette, we've got an extra point up here. So this is called a high pivot system. It's 2022 and that's one of the big trends of this year, and GT's jumped on board with the high pivot. What it does is it makes your suspension feel a little bit more free. It eliminates a thing called pedal kickback, and that's basically when the chain is tied between 2 points on a bike, it gets kind of caught up in the suspension movement, and that can actually reduce the efficiency of your suspension. So the high pivot aims to kind of remove that a little bit and make your suspension move a little bit more freely. I'm keen to see how it rides and see how it feels on the track. I know there's a lot of hype about it and I'm gonna see if it lives up to it. New thing for this bike is this frame is carbon. That means it's super lightweight, super stiff, so I'm very excited to get it into some rough stuff and see how it handles a beating. Oh, I can't get over how beautiful this bike is. It's like a really deep navy royal blue. The frame is a large. I am just a little bit over 6 foot tall, and here are some geometry numbers. I'm gonna chuck them up on screen now. It's a very long bike, and as far as larges go, it's a pretty standard fit. One thing you're gonna notice is how long the wheelbase is, so that's definitely something to consider when you're getting this bike, and it's one of the reasons why I love it so much, because it just plows through stuff. We'll see if anything changes from the alloy version to this brand new carbon version. It'll be interesting to see. Now for suspension, we're running a 170mm EXT era fork up front. This fork's an absolute beauty. I've been running it for nearly a year now, and its small bump sensitivity is absolutely mind-blowing. 170mm up front. At the back we've got 160mm. We're running a Storia V3 EXT shock. Going for that coil, it's going to be absolutely beautiful, keeping that buttery smooth small bump compliance. It's a really nice shock, it looks absolutely beautiful, and paired up with this frame design, it's going to be pretty wild. MT7 mosquitoes are absolutely killing me. We've got some seriously powerful 4-piston brakes. We've got the MT7 Pros. We've got a customized brake cover on there. So Magura pulled out all the stops to make this bike look extra pretty. We've got some flags and some names. I wasn't sure if I was going to put it on, but I reckon that looks sick. We're not running stock level. We're running an HCW, which is slightly different to the one that comes stock. It's got a wider profile. I just feel like it feels better, and when Magura's got the options, it's worthwhile testing them out. MDRP rotors out the back. They've got those dovetails in them for really nice heat dissipation, plus they just look so sick. Onto the wheels. Wheels, we've got Spank Vibracore 359 wheels. These wheels have held up for many years for me. They're an absolute beast in rough stuff. I can really rely on them, really trust them. They're not the lightest in the world, but they really do get the job done, and I've been completely stoked on them. On these wheels, I'm running the Pirelli Scorpion Enduro S up front and the Enduro R out back. Very grippy and very tall compound, especially on the Enduro S out the front. I got some Pirelli prototype downhill casing tires that I've been trying out, but I decided to chuck back on the Enduro compound and give it a little crack because it's a bit lighter, and I feel like I'm going to save the downhill tires for when stuff gets really, really gnarly, because I do quite a bit of pedaling and I do love a little bit of a weight saving when I can get it. Yo, guys, it's Chris. How's it going, Chris?
How you going?
I'm awesome. This is my new bike. What do you think?
Lovely. Wow, look at that. I love the tyres.
Yeah, I was actually just talking about the tyres. Chris here runs Pirelli tyres on his XC bike, and he has a few words to say about them.
I used to run Maxxis Ardent Race. These are a little bit heavy, but they're worth it because the sidewalls can almost guarantee I'm going to get through a rock garden. They're really good tyre for the price, and I've gone through a lot of tyres, and I'm sticking with these. These are 2.4s. 2.4s.
Yeah, so are these. See you, Chris. Running a stock SRAM drivetrain, and you might notice that there's a Shimano cassette on there. I only did that because the wheel set that I have doesn't have an XD driver. I'll sort that out later, but does the job for now. Dropper post, I got 200 mils of travel in here. I got pretty long legs, so having all of that drop, very, very cool. And the pedals, I'm running cleats. I've got Shimano XTs in there. It's kind of what I'm used to. I have no real reason to change at the moment. In other Spank products, I've got Spank cockpit and stem, so that's a Spank Spike handlebar. Handlebar width, I'm running 750 mils. That's pretty narrow, but I do love my techie in the trees kind of sections, so keep it narrow and keep it shoulder width, and that's really cool. Split 43 stem, and we've got it slammed at the moment because the front end on this bike is quite high. So this is an enduro race bike, and it wouldn't be an enduro race bike without some tools stashed on the bike. So I currently have a granite design tool in here. This is my multi-tool. It's got all the pieces I need, and it's also got a really important spoke key there. But the coolest thing this is able to do is I'm able to open up my bar ends, and then when I open up my bar ends, out comes a set of tire plugs. And on the other side, I have a chain tool, and that all just lives in my bike, and I never have to worry about it, never have to think about bringing a multi-tool on a ride. It's always there, ready to go. So that's my brand new bike build. I'm super keen to get out on the tracks, put it through its paces and abuse it a little bit. So tell me what you think. Do you like the build? What would you have done different? And what do you think this bike is gonna have in store? Massive thanks to all the brands that I mentioned, especially GT for getting this awesome frame sent out. It's been a bit of a tough year with lead times and stuff getting sent overseas, but we finally got it. And this bike may be getting raced in some EWSs in 2022. So stay tuned for more YouTube videos. You guys have a great day, and catch you later.